Hi, welcome back to Flashing Badger Painting. My name's Mike.
I'm good.
Today
it sounded like I asked that as a question, like, I'm good?
Today we're playing a Warhammer 40,000 BATREP. We're doing the open war mission cards, and our mission is called The Prize. One single objective in the middle of the table that both of our armies will vie over. Whoever holds the objective, one single model, can pick it up at the end of their movement phase. If at any point that model is destroyed, they're forced to drop it on the table. The winner? Simple. Whoever holds it at the end of turn 5.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the armies.
My army of 1500 points of Orks are a single Blood Axe's Outrider detachment. The Blood Axe's clan culture means that any Raver Guard ranged attacks targeting my units that are 18 inches or more away, I'll have the benefits of light cover. On top of that, units that fall back are eligible to either shoot or charge in the same turn. Feels like I'm using Space Marine tactics against them. This force is led by my Warlord, a Death Killer Wartrike. His Warlord trait is Road Killer, which allows him the opportunity to deal D3 mortal wounds after a successful charge. He has the Morgog's Thinking Cap relic. This is a Blood Axe specific relic, and in each of my command phases, if my Warlord's still on the table, on the roll of a 4+, I generate myself an additional command point. He's a speed boss, so once per battle, I'll be able to call a speed war and boost the output of my bike and vehicle units. My second HQ choice is a Weird Boy, and he will know psychic powers to jump, to launch my core units across the board, and Warpath to increase the attacks of a core unit. For troops, I have a squad of 10 boys and a squad of 10 Beast Snagger boys. The Beast Snaggers will ride in a truck. The elite sections are a squad of 5 knobs, led by a boss knob with a power claw, and the remaining 4 are wielding double choppers, because who doesn't love some extra attacks? These will be paired up with a unit of 5 tank busters inside a second truck. It's an Outrider detachment, so let's see some of that speed. Catch me if you can, 3 Deathcopters, 5 Warbikers for unmatched, unparalleled speed today. A Rucker Truck Squig Buggy with Nitro Squigs boost for powerful indirect fire. A Shock Jump Dragster to launch around the map. 9 Storm Boys ready to drop in from the clouds, and a unit of 6 Squig Hog Boys. I've just finished up painting, so no doubt they're going to suffer from their new model syndrome today. All this is coming in just shy of 1500 points, and I have myself 9 command points to play with.
Today I'm playing 1500 points of Raven Guard in a patrol detachment. Raven Guard are Shadow Masters. On table, this means that each time a ranged attack targets one of my units, if an attack is outside of 18 inches, then I'll be treated as having the benefit of light cover. If the infantry units are in cover and the attack is more than 12 inches away, they'll also have the benefit of dense cover. Their Warlord for this battle is a single Primaris Lieutenant who is armed with a plasma pistol. His Warlord trait is Master of Ambush, allowing the ability to redeploy himself plus an infantry unit before the start of the first turn. I have a unit of Infiltrators to deploy up the field and also to extend the exclusion range for enemy deep striking units. Assisting them are 2 5-man units of Intercessors armed with auto bolt rifles and a Astartes grenade launcher, while the Sergeants are going to be armed with power swords. I'm relying on my elite units to deal some significant damage in this mission. 3 Blade Guard veterans with master crafted power swords and storm shields for durability. First time on the table for me is the Leviathan Dreadnought, possessing an impressive armament of 2 twin Volkite Calivers, 2 Storm Cannon Arrays and a Hunter Killer Missile. The Leviathan also brings the durability of a 2-up armor save, 5+ invul save, and the Duty Eternal ability, reducing damage taken by 1. Hopefully that means the Leviathan will be able to continue knocking units down well into the mid-game. My main issue is going to be the speed of Mike's Ork army. I have a unit of 3 Outriders with a speed boost ability. Dropping in from the sky will be 3 suppressors to try and offset this. Knocking out, or at least bracketing, buggies is going to be super important. The heavy choice selections tasked with this are a unit of 3 Eradicators and a Repulsor Executioner with ranged weapons for every occasion. The Repulsor also has the ability to transport an infantry squad into the fray, but I haven't decided who, if any, will be chauffeured into the fight today. Let's find out if the Raven Guard's sneaky forward deploying tactics can overcome the Orcs' raw speed. So really when I deployed, I wanted to split the board up and try and limit Mike's mobility as much as possible. I did that by having my tank and my Leviathan dividing the board, giving those heavy fire weapons good targets in his vehicles.
For my deployment, I've split the Orks across the board, hidden them in cover, and I've got my fastest units ready to run out and take the middle of the board. Hey!
Thanks to the Master of Ambush stratagem, I got to redeploy both my Warlord and Infantry unit. I thought fortune favours the brave, so I pushed both them and my eradicators forward. The key for this battle is holding the objective at the end of turn 5. I don't have speed or numbers on my side, so I'm going to have to do that by killing or bracketing enemy units. I'm going to try and play the long game, make sure I don't overcommit too early, and be sure to hold on to that objective when the turn ends by leaving his army in ruins.
Part of me wants to focus on his repulsor and his Leviathan Dreadnought, however I've got speed on my side. Maybe I'll just launch my units in one after another. Even if they die, if I have one model left at the end of the game, holding the prize, we're going to get the win.
So the Blade Guard are still inside the repulsor, with the idea being that they can jump out onto the objective. I know it's going to end up being a close-in fight as turns go on, so I want to make sure they're still alive to be a participant. So the Dread and the Repulsor took a pretty brave move in pushing forward, but the real idea was to make sure that they had plenty of targets lined up. I kept the bikes back for now, with the idea being that they can make a last-minute dash for the objective. My worry is, of course, the Orks are going to be better in close combat, so I need to pick my moment carefully. Okay, Mike, I'm going to start turn 1 off with a bang. The Eradicators here are going to use total obliteration to try and destroy this truck. Let's do it. Let's go.
I knew Gordon would use his redeployment strategy, so I tried to position my things in a place that they could survive. Unfortunately, the truck was out in the open and it was easy pickings for his Eradicators.
And that's another 4 for the damage, so total of 11 damage. He's got 10 wounds.
See if it works.
Yes! Yep, wiping out that truck in one go. He is going to be very angry about that.
My truck's exploded. I've rolled a 6. Other units around it have taken wounds. My other HQ, my weird boy, takes D3 mortal wounds and a smattering of other wounds for everyone else nearby.
Mike had another truck over here with some Beast Snagger boys inside, which felt the full wrath of Leviathan Dreadnought, showing him he was right to be worried about it.
Movement phase. Gordon probably knew I was going to do this, but I've decided to push up the board. I want to get hold of the prize early on, so my bikes, my Squig Hog boys, and what's left from out of my trucks are charging straight up the middle. I'm going to put my war boss in his face and force him to react. I didn't use my speed wire on turn 1, I'll use it on turn 2. Hopefully enough things survive that I can really get up close, call the wire, get extra shots off and do some more damage.
Yeah, it's feeling okay at the moment. I'm a little bit worried about what those rocket boys can do, but we're going to have to see how that pans out. At the moment, I think I made the right choice to push up, but we'll see when he gets into melee range.
Hey Gordo, ready for some shooting? Maltesers. Okay, so tank busters are going to shoot your Eradicators.
Okay.
Rockets are D3.
I've used the transhuman physiology strategy.
D3 number of shots. Alright, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12. 5, and 2. So you're within 18, so we're just hitting on 5s. My rocket boys jump out of the exploding truck and get into the first building for cover. They shoot into the Eradicators, but they use transhuman. I still managed to pick 2 out of the 3 out of the group, so I'm happy with that. My shock jump dragster on the right hand side got a couple of shots off and managed to hit the repulsor executioner. I've dealt 5 wounds to it already. War bikers are starting to shoot now into the intercessors in the building. They have the extra bonus for cover, but I'm still lucky and I managed to pick 1 off. I may have overcommitted by putting everything towards the center of the board, but I'm already focused on the prize. I want to try and get it early and get away. I know if Gordon's Dreadnought picks it up, I'm not going to have any chance.
So this phase I'm in the Tactical Doctrine. Gives me +1 AP for rapid fire and assault weapons. Really time for my infantry to shine, hopefully, and pick off some of those stragglers. It's all about getting in and getting that objective now. I've got that Dreadnought in position. I think I need to grab it with him before his units get up the board. The Dreadnought's got the amazing 2-up save. He's got a 5-up invul save. He's the toughest unit I've got on the board outside of the tank. And really, he's the main man to hold this objective. Hopefully I can grab it, get in and get out.
I was worried about this. The Leviathan's moved up the board and grabbed the prize. He's durable and it's going to be tough to get it back off him.
I knew I couldn't leave those Death Copters there on my side. I had to do something about them. Seemed like the perfect time to get the Blade Guard out and charging them. I'm guessing they're not going to like being charged. I've held some of my intercessors and my infiltrators back. That's really about trying to maintain that bubble. Make sure none of that deep striking stuff is going to come in behind me and make my life too hard. For the Emperor! Don't use that. Leviathan here is going to use his single hunter killer missile to fire at your shock jump dragster over here.
Yep, single shot, hitting on a 3.
Yes!
It's wounds on a 3, but you get to reroll ones.
And it's a 6.
It is minus something. -2. So 4 up, I get a 6-up save on my buggy.
Oh,
No.
yes!
It is D6 damage. Here we go.
Oh,
It's a 1.
it's a lowly 1. Yeah, I'm so glad I used my one-shot missile on that. I'm not really happy about the shock jump dragster being on my sideline there. I think the repulsor executioner's got the heavy weaponry to make short work of it. So the tank is going to fire his big gun at your shock jumper. The big gun.
Yep, 2 shots hitting on 2s.
Both 2s.
Yeah, they hit. Wounding on 2s.
6 and a 5.
Good lord. I don't get a save. D3 plus 3 is dead.
9, 10. Oh, D3 plus 3.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11 wounds going.
Comes down to 9 because of his abilities. See if he explodes.
Sure.
On a 6.
Yes!
Damn it.
Another explosion. Oh, not only did I get through with the shots first off the bat, but also it exploded. It's going to take some more of his units with it. Magnificent outcome. 3 inches, D3 mortal wounds. 3 inches. Okay, so it's just getting your choppers. 3. So one dead.
He's gone.
The shock jump dragster exploding, taking his death copters out, but not quite getting my blade guard. He's going to be very upset.
There goes the next buggy, and has taken a copter with it just for measure. Thanks.
Yeah, that's going to cause havoc. The blade guard getting into that charge upsets his whole plan on this side of the board. I'm hoping they can just keep leapfrogging from one unit to the next. So I know my bikes will probably come worst off out of this, but I've got to try and limit their movement, hopefully force them away from the objective, keep them out of that big fight in the centre of the board, give my Leviathan a chance to retreat.
Hitting on 3s. You become strength 5 against my toughness 5, forced to it. And I won't get a save against this.
Blade Guard got to clear out the entire squad of boys down there. Excellent work. There's just that one rocket guy, but I think I can keep him tied up in combat.
One for one on his turn, I'll take that trade, knowing that I can do some crafty stuff in my turn.
He's got to call the wire this turn. He's not going to have enough units to do it after this. So it's going to go off. This might be a bit of a painful turn, but I'm hoping we can weather the storm.
I'm losing units already and it's only turn 2. I can't afford to hold back, so I'm going to push the rest of my units in and try and grab the objective before that Leviathan gets away.
So I know all the deep strike stuff's going to come in this turn. I suspect there's going to be a lot of charging, so I'm going to have to really see where I stand at the end and hope that not everyone's locked in combat.
Bloodaxe's clan culture, I'm able to fall back from combat and either shoot or charge, so my war bikers will do that to expose those outrider bikes. Both units of Squig Hog Boys are going to push up and start to put pressure on that Leviathan. I've got 2 bomb squigs that'll hopefully be able to do some mortal wounds and then just tie him up. End of my movement phase, time for my deep strike, unit of Storm Boys. Gordon's done a really good job of zoning out the back of his board. I don't have a gap there, so I'm having to bring them down towards the centre. Need a 7? Yes. I've got a 9. To jump. I've managed to get it off and my one single tank buster is being launched into Gordon's backline. I don't know if it'll do much, I really just want to get in his head at this point.
That's just a low tactic. He sends him into the back line just to annoy me. We know it's not going to really do anything, but I suppose the weird boy's got to do something.
Second psychic power, need a 6. Warpath with an 8. I'm going to beast up one of my squads of Squig Hog Boys. Extra attacks against the Leviathan. Time for shooting now. My war boss is going to fire into his outrider squad. See if I can take off a couple of wounds before we charge in. Start with his killer jet on the cutter profile. So assault 2, this will be hitting on 5s. Hey. Unexpected, I'll take that. All 3 outriders are now off the board, but it's also left my war boss out in the open. So heavy squig launcher into him, hitting on 4s, becomes 5s because you're far away. 3 pretty good. So this will wound on 5s. 2 wounds. It is -2, so 2 up. Same as 4 up. Hey! Both go through. This one. They are 2 damage each, but they become 1 damage each because of your ability. That one. Bomb squigs away. It's time to charge them into this Leviathan. Let's take off some wounds. Bomb squigs are a single model within each of my Squig Hog Boys units. They're able to charge forward into the enemy if I'm within range and deal mortal wounds. It's usually on a 3+. If they're a vehicle, 2+. So look out Leviathan. So on a 2+, the bomb squigs go off. 1 goes off. 1. D3 mortal wounds. 3. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, failing a 2-up roll is just brilliant when it happens to someone else. I'm really pleased about that. That would have caused me big problems.
Okay, my Squig Hog Boys are going to attack your Leviathan Dreadnought. Sure. I'll start with a group of 2 remaining. They get 3 attacks each, normally hitting on 3s. This time they're hitting on 2s because you're a vehicle. I'd love to attack.
An extra attack for their warpath.
Oh, thank God you're here. Hitting on 2s. Everything hits. Now the strength on these is +1, so that takes me up to strength 6, but still not enough, so I'm winning on 5s because you're a toughness.
Just 2.
2 wounds. You're a 2-up save, and this is -2, so 4.
No.
They're 2 flat damage, but that's only 1 damage for you because of duty eternal, so 2 wounds taken. The Leviathan's been bracketed, he's down to 6 wounds. Movement's reduced, and I'm going to try and stay with him because I know Gordon will fall back.
So now that the Leviathan's got the prize, he's become a lot more important. I'm going to have to try and pull him back and get some blocking units between me and Mike. I know he's going to try and slow us down, keep us tied up in combat. I just hope that we've done enough damage on turns 1 and 2 that we can prevent it being a big problem. Into turn 3, I've got hold of that objective, I've just got to get it back, get it away from those orcs. We're into the Assault Doctrine now. It's +1 AP on melee and pistol attacks. I think it's going to come in useful. I can picture a few charges going off. Definitely going to use the false flight stratagem on the Leviathan. Lets a Raven Guard unit fall back and shoot or charge in the same phase. Going to get him as far away from the battle as I can, hopefully take some people down on the way out.
As expected, the Leviathan's grabbed the prize and he's running away. Got to make sure I stay with him.
So I've brought my tank across in front to block. Hopefully that's going to do the job, but also this shooting phase, I'm going to pour a lot of shots into those Squig Hog Boys. I want to stop them charging through any little gaps they can find. Mike's pretty wily with movement, so I've got to make sure I block him out well. Alright, well that's 1 unit of Squig Hogs down. I've got to hope the other one falls, but if not, I think I'm in a pretty good spot using the terrain to block any charges. So the tank's done his job. I had him parked across the front in the hopes of blocking any charges, but really his shooting has absolutely seen the way forward. He's wiped out those Squeakhog boys, which were a big worry for me. Blade Guard are going to charge up on this HQ weird boy here. The idea being hopefully they can leapfrog from him into the backline. I don't think he's going to give him much trouble one-on-one, and I don't want any more silly jumps going off.
Petty, why would you come after my last tank buster? Go on.
Yeah, as I thought, he's been absolutely monstered and they've continued on to the next unit. I haven't left Mike much to work with. Still going to try and exploit those gaps and get through the Leviathan if he can. I need to make sure I keep it nice and tight, keep that Leviathan pulling back from here on.
Start of my command phase. The second part of my WAR bonus still carries over, but I lose the first part. Looking at the board, I have so very few units left, so I have to make the most of what I have. The boss is going to push up, everything's coming towards the centre. Hopefully I can do some shooting and some charges to still clear a path in.
Yeah, it's what I expected. I really thought he was going to come after me and he definitely did. He doesn't really have many choices at the moment. When he gets into strike range with some of those units, I think I'm going to feel a bit of pain.
Okay, Death Killer Wartrike into your Leviathan. We're going to try that magical 2-shot business again. Hitting on 5s. 1 hit, strength 8, so this will wound on a 3. Wounds.
It's a wound.
-4, so he goes to his 5 up invul.
No save.
Oh, this is D6 damage. It's a 4, becomes a 3, cancel duty turn.
That's fair.
I got lucky with the shooting from the Death Killer Wartrike. I've taken 3 wounds off the Leviathan, so from 6, he's down half. Even if I can't get the Leviathan now, I want to take a trophy with me. I'm sending my war boss in to kill Gordon's lieutenant.
Death Killer Wartrike charging into your lieutenant. Never 7.
Yeah, 6.
6! Lucky.
He was right on that.
He's in.
Warlord trait is Road Killer. I've used it to benefit here. I've managed to do some mortal wounds on the lieutenant on the way in, but D3 and I only got 1 wound.
Big crumpy! On the one hand, Wartrike into Lieutenant's not going to leave him a big gap to get through to get to my dread. On the other hand, I feel like this might be the end for the Lieutenant. And this kind of feels like the vindictive move that Mike might throw at me.
If nothing else, I've got his Warlord. The rest of the Orks back in the clan are going to be wrapped. I don't need the prize anymore, but I still want it.
I think we've got this in the bag. Really, we need to keep moving backwards, get some shooting off. I'm hoping I can kill that boss, but I think Mike's going to be pretty disappointed shortly. I think the boss is his last best hope. If I kill that, stop him punching through, or hopefully kill it, it's going to be a win. I don't think the boss is going to like this. He's about to cop 2 shots from the heavy laser destroyer at basically point blank range. Yes, as expected, those 2 shots have polished off the boss. Not a big surprise, but a bit of a relief.
I reckon that's game. Well done, Gordon.
Well, he's got not much left. He's got that artillery unit on the back line. It's been charged by some Blade Guard. I think this is going to be it. Mike's probably not going to want to play out this final turn. Because he's a coward. He's a coward.
Would I play it again? No, I wouldn't. Okay, Gordon, tell the people about how I won the game.
That's the end of the game to me. He never got his hands on the prize. Leviathan did its job. First time bringing that unit, you can bet he'll be on the field again soon.
I was honestly worried that my units would be too fast. I'd grab the prize and get away, and you'd spend the game just watching me hiding in ruins.
Yeah, I got to admit, this is probably the first game I've ever won, but I won it and it's the first one we filmed, so there you go.
So that was our first battle report together. Did you have fun?
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Do it again.
That was our first battle report together. How'd we go?
Yeah, pretty good. I think if we can keep me winning, I'll keep participating.
Cool. What are we going to do next time? What other armies do you have?
I have an Imperial Guard army, Astra Militarum, and thinking of starting a Gene Stealer cult army, but I'm famously slow at painting, so don't hold your breath.
Cool. I've also got my Death Guard, and I have my Tyranids, and we've got an Imperial Knight army as well hanging in the background. So keen to roll them out. Any idea what you want to play next?
No, I think maybe put it out to the comments, see what they say.
I would absolutely love it. If you want to comment below on what sort of armies you want to see up next, we'll give that a crack. Thank you so much for watching our first battle report. As you can see, we lean towards the more narrative style of play. If you've enjoyed it, definitely let us know. Give us a like and also tell us what sort of missions you'd like to see us do in the future. Have you got something in mind of what you want to play next?
Something where I can win would be good. Look, I don't know, we're going to have messed up a few rules here and there. Feel free to tell us in the comments. We're always trying to get better, but really the focus is on the story today and not on the minutiae of the dice rolls.
Done. And I hope you enjoyed checking out our armies as well. We'll see you on the next video.
Catch you next time. I have a weird smile on my face. I feel like I was like smirking.
You know something we don't.
And at one stage I was kind of like, I was like, I do that. I do it.
Wait, there's a way to test this.
It's working.
I'll start again.
Are you recording all this? Yeah, cool. Can we have this on note without professionalism? Because I've been...
My shock jump dragster on the right hand side got 2 shots off with what's the base... I don't know the name of the weapon. My shock jump dragster on the right hand side opened fire into Gordon's repulsor executioner. I've managed to deal 5 damage. My goal is to get it bracketed. Even if I don't destroy it, take away Shum. My shock jump dragster on the right hand side got 2 shots off on its custom shock rifle, both into the repulsor executioner, and I've managed to deal 5 wounds to it. The goal is to try... I had that.
He did it to me.
You're such...
Is there anything you're worried about? How much has it changed your strategy straight away from the beginning of
I
your
like that. Going into turn to... the biggest one ever.
Sounds like you can come in.
No, that was like a really perfect moment. We're very much still in this. I can bring my war boss up, I can destroy his Leviathan, and then Gordon's got no answer for my speed. Dude.